Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So, I have some appeals that I want to make to the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Muhammad Ali. I believe we have to use a different approach so that maybe we can win his heart, so that maybe we can coerce him or lure him to do the right thing. We want to appeal to his conscience, so that maybe he can remember his duties and his responsibilities and the oath that he took to serve and to protect. The reason why I don't want to be hard on Mr. Muhammad Ali, or the reason why I do not want to cast so much aspersions to Mr. Muhammad Ali, is because he was not there at the inception of this case. So I am of the belief that he just came with a different spirit and he was manipulated by Jeremiah Omoto Ruth to be in his corner. Jeremiah Omoto Ruth always deceived people by gifts, by donations, so that he can have the hearts of many, which is a strategy which has worked for him over the years. That's why most people actually think that Omoto Ruth is a true man of God simply because of his philanthropic activities. When he comes on the screen and starts dishing out money to his so-called actors, so that the people that are watching him from different areas of the world can actually be bought to his gimmicks. He buys people's affections by doing this kind of charity work. So, Mr. Muhammad Ali, I know you took an oath, and I know you promised to serve and to protect. Before we get deeper into this video, let me just play you a short snippet of the day that Mr. Muhammad Ali was inaugurated. A short snippet which shows the day that he was elevated to this position that he has as the Commissioner of Police of the Delta State. Check it out.
Mr. Muhammad Ali Ari, who took over from Hafid Mohammed Enwar, who was recently elevated to the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police and redeployed to Zone 13, on arrival at the police headquarters, inspected the guard mounted in his honor.
This short snippet signifies a lot of things about the Nigerian police force. The amount of respect, dignity, and honor that was bestowed on Mr. Muhammad Ali, it means a lot for the people of Nigeria. That's why they had the raising of arms to show that he's being put in a position which requires him to be just, to be efficient, and to serve and to protect the citizens of Nigeria, and to deal with crime at whatever cost, and to maintain law in the nation of Nigeria, particularly the Delta State. Before I even proceed, let me appeal to Mr. Muhammad Ali's conscience. I want to play a short snippet again of the promise that he made to the citizens of the Delta State. The promises, the oath that he took as a promise to the citizens of Nigeria, to the nation of Nigeria, and the warning that he gave to all those that try to bend the rules, or all those that try to obstruct justice, or all that are found to be on the other side of the law. In his own words, and we are going to hold him to the words that he gave on the day that he was inaugurated, on the day that he was put into this office, so that he will always be reminded. This might appeal to his conscience, and this might make him start treating this case of baby testimony with a different approach. So, Mr. Muhammad Ali, this is what you promised us.
If you are a criminal, relocate. Otherwise, when you get caught, the law will take its course. Whether as a kidnapper, as an armed robber, bunkers, cultists, and what have you, I won't spare any during my reign here as the CP of this command. And to my officers, once again, any act of corrupt practice will not be overlooked.
This is what you promise the people of Nigeria, the vulnerable. And you build confidence in people that you will serve and protect them from criminals. The case that we have here, Mr. Muhammad Ali, it's involving a child that went missing at Jeremiah Omoto's church. Before you, there was the Commissioner of Police called Inauguration. We are still yet to establish the relationship that he had with Jeremiah Omoto for fame, because he is the one who started the case. The reason why we pardon you, Mr. Muhammad Ali, the reason why we can't cast aspersions as yet, is because you only got into this office in 2021. And in 2021, baby testimony was already declared missing at Jeremiah Omoto for fame's church. I've seen different articles of cases that you have already handled for Jeremiah Omoto for fame. Case in point, there is this specific case of a brother of a young man who went to give a testimony in another DDGO's church. And in this young man's testimony, he was literally accusing Jeremiah of being his previous boss, who used to contract him to go and do rituals and some major, assassinations of different DDGOs that were in competition with him. I can see in this article, not just in this article, that Mr. Muhammad Ali, you already arrested some of these men of God or some of these pastors who Jeremiah Omoto had put in his petition to your office so that you investigate the matter. And Mr. Muhammad Ali, I do not have much facts concerning this case, but the testimony that this young man gave, this young bishop, concerning the activities that he carried out, the criminal activities that he carried out for Jeremiah Omoto and other different pastors, it's a case that is also subject to investigation. And I'm under the impression that you just took Jeremiah Omoto's side and you believed everything Jeremiah Omoto told you. And you had to go and investigate the matter and arrest everyone that was involved in this case without a proper investigation. Let's put that one aside. It's not my concern. I just used it for reference so that the general public can also know that Omoto has already abused your office. He has been already abusing your office. He is already taking advantage of your office. And there's a reason why he has the leverage to misuse your office or to abuse the power that you have without you knowing. What Omoto did, it might not ring a bell to your conscience, but he made a deal without you not knowing. When he came to make a donation of 40 million naira to these widows of fallen heroes or soldiers, and he made you the guest of honor, and he invited you to that event, all he was trying to do was to buy into your favor. That's what they do, Mr. Muhammad Ali. You thought it's a philanthropic gesture, or you thought he was just doing charity out of the goodness of his heart. But this has nothing to do with charity, Mr. Muhammad Ali. You might have graced this event and you came to the conclusion that this is a good man simply because he gave 40 million naira to these widows. But I appeal to your conscience, Mr. Muhammad Ali. You might not have enough information or knowledge about how these charlatans, as we call them, these false prophets, these imposters operate. But I'm here to open your mind. I'm here to enlighten you about their modus operandi. These people always buy in favors from people that are in power. And the reason why Jeremiah Omoto had you on this event when he rolled out 40 million naira to these widows. He just wanted you to see another side of him, which is actually a masked side. That's not the Jeremiah Omoto that we are dealing with. The Jeremiah Omoto that you should know, Mr. Muhammad Ali. The Jeremiah Omoto that I want to introduce to you, Mr. Muhammad Ali, has put this woman called Sister Ruth Matthew under harsh conditions, using your office, using your personnel. The Jeremiah that we are dealing with, Mr. Muhammad Ali, he has a young lady called Comfort, whom he impregnated a few years ago, and he has been threatening her numerous and several times. She never had peace during the entire period of her pregnancy because Jeremiah Omoto wanted her to do an abortion. That is the man that you might not know, Mr. Muhammad Ali. The day of deliverance came, this young lady called Comfort couldn't make it. She passed away during deliverance. There are so many reasons, there are so many factors which contributed to her demise, to her not making it on this particular day. And she has been on the run from the day one of her pregnancy to the 9th month of her pregnancy because Jeremiah has been deploying police officials to go and threaten her and harass her. At one point, they even arrested her young sisters so that she can reveal herself and come to Jeremiah Omoto's people and go and do an abortion. Because Omoto does not want anything that connects to him. Yet he is very promiscuous. Yet he sleeps with anything in a skirt. He takes advantage of these young ladies, of these young girls. I have so many testimonies from this young little sister called Comfort, Mr. Muhammad Ali. These are the people that you took an oath to protect and to serve. But Omoto has been abusing your office over the years to harass and intimidate these young victims of his because he knows you have his back. Because he knows the office of the Commissioner of Police has Jeremiah Omoto's back. Now she gave birth and she passed away on the day that she was giving birth. And now there's a child out there that is called Baby Testimony, who was named after the testimony that we are advocating for, who went missing at Jeremiah Omoto Fofene's church. That's the Omoto Fofene, Mr. Muhammad Ali, that I want you to know. And I know the reason why you have his back is because of what you have seen him doing to deceive the public. The fake charity gimmicks that he does in front of the camera just to deceive the public. In 2019, Mr. Muhammad Ali, I know you're not yet the commissioner of the Delta State. 15 April, to be precise. 2019, Baby Testimony, the child we are fighting for today, was abducted by 2 women. And we only know the identity of one of the women. We do not know what really took place on that particular day, but it all happened at Mercy City, which happens to be your friend's shrine, your friend's place of worship, Jeremiah Omoto Fofene. And he refused to release the CCTV footage, which was going to assist us, which was going to assist everyone to know what could have transpired, what could have happened, and who could be the other lady be or the 2 ladies be, and how did they carry out this operation. This could have helped us a lot in finding Baby Testimony, Mr. Muhammad Ali. But your friend Jeremiah Omoto Fofene denied to release that footage. He lied that the surveillance cameras were not working. And we asked him, okay, if those specific surveillance cameras, because he unequivocally said only 2 surveillance cameras were not working, the one which covers the gate, the main entrance, and the one which covers the children's sections department, those only two were not working. And then we said, okay, if you say these two were not working, can you at least show us? Those cannot be the only CCTV footage, surveillance cameras at this shrine. This is a very huge shrine. There are definitely so many other surveillance cameras, apart from these two, that were covering the entrance and the children's sections department. If you say these ones were malfunctioning, then can you show us the rest of this particular day, of the 15th of April 2019? Show us the rest of the surveillances. And the reason why we keep on asking him to show us the rest of the surveillance footages is so that we can ask Ruth Matthew to identify, or maybe we can see these two women in other sections, in other areas of this shrine. And it can help us in identifying and in knowing the real identities of these two women and how and who else they were interacting with. This, Mr. Muhammad Ali, can also help in your investigation. But Omoto have paid a deaf ear to all these requests that we have made to him. He does not want to, which makes us question if he is part of the abduction syndicate, if this entire operation was under his command or his authority. If you were me, Mr. Muhammad Ali, or if you were just in your investigations, or if the previous commissioner of police was just in his investigations, don't you think he could have asked all these questions to Jeremiah Omoto for fame? And I'm sure he deliberately chose not to ask these questions because these questions were going to put Mr. Omoto for fame on the line. These are the right questions that should be involved, that should be included in your investigation analysis, in the questions that you ask Jeremiah Omoto for fame, in your comprehensive investigation report, if you are really in it to know what happened to baby testimony. Mr. Muhammad Ali, Jeremiah Omoto, your friend, the one that you think is a holy man, when this woman reported this case to him and his team and his security team, they throw her out of the Mercy City Shrine, of the premises, of the compound of Mercy City, claiming that this woman wants to tarnish the image of our church. This is the Jeremiah Omoto that you do not know, Mr. Muhammad Ali. If he indeed had nothing to do with this abduction operation, why would they chase away this woman who's desperately asking for assistance from them to say, my child was taken by two women. Can you help me find out where these two men could have gone? Why would they chase her out, Mr. Muhammad Ali? Those are simple questions we are asking your friend, Mr. Omoto, for fame. And those are simple questions that we expect you to be asking your friend, Mr. Muhammad Ali. You have children, I know, and you have a wife. You have beautiful kids, I know. Put yourself in Ruth Matthew's shoes, Mr. Muhammad Ali. Put yourself in her shoes. If this could have happened to your own son or to any one of your beloved, how would you handle this case? Would you take money from Jeremiah Omoto for fame? Or would you allow the friendship that you have with Jeremiah Omoto for fame come in between your duties as a law enforcement official, as a law enforcement personnel? If this was your own child, were you still going to protect the relationship you have with Omoto for fame, or you were going to fight for justice? Injustice to one is injustice to all, Mr. Muhammad Ali. And today I'm appealing to your conscience for you to do the right thing. Do not buy into all these tricks that Jeremiah Omoto uses to buy your friendship or to get close to you. Discard the previous statement that you made when you were put into power, or when Jeremiah Omoto invited you when he was giving 40 million naira to these widows of fallen heroes. Oh, Jeremiah Omoto is a good man because he knows how to keep friends around him. He does that for his own benefit. He knows he has so many skeletons in the closet. And he knows that if he's not in good books with you, if you were not in good books with Omoto for fame, you were going to see this whole case from a very different lens. But I know, Mr. Muhammad Ali, Jeremiah Omoto came to you and he sat you down. He probably invited you to his office. And obviously, like his normal ritual, there was a bag full of nairas that he ended up giving you, not because he wanted you to cover this case, but just as a token of appreciation. And you might have been tempted, or you might have seen a different Jeremiah Omoto for fame because of these handouts that he keeps, giving to people that he wants to use. But Mr. Muhammad Ali, money is not everything. That is if he gave you money. He always throw around money. That is modus operandi. He's forever giving away money. He has given away so much money up to date to cover up this case of the missing child. I hope you don't fall victim, Mr. Muhammad Ali, to Jeremiah Omoto's tricks. Because I know he sat you down and he told you an entirely different story. I know he told you that he does not know this woman. I know he told you that this woman is trying to extort me. I know he told you that the only thing that this woman wants from me is money. I know he told you that this woman sold her own child. I know he told you so many different stories. And I know he told you that Prof X wants to extort him money as well. But that's not all true, Mr. Muhammad Ali. Ruth Matthew can never be that sharp, or can never be that smart, or that super intelligent to lie about this. Mr. Muhammad Ali, if she was truly lying about her child being abducted in Mercy City, there could have been no reason why Jeremiah Omoto for fame is withholding the CCTV footage of this particular day. If Ruth Matthew is a scammer, or Ruth Matthew is trying to extort money from Jeremiah Omoto for fame, she was offered 2 million naira in the specific week when this child was abducted by the police personnel that were still under the command of the previous commissioner of police, Mr. Mohammed Inua, and she did not take it. They do not have a single record of Ruth Matthew taking money from them. They do not have a single conversation of them with Ruth Matthew negotiating to take money so that she can be compensated for this missing child. The only thing that they have are conspiracy theories and a series of damage control techniques to try to convince the general public that this woman sold her child. If this woman indeed sold a child, Mr. Muhammad Ali, I know Nigerian police, if they want to do their jobs, they can do them. There are so many private investigators in Delta or in Nigeria that could have extracted the truth out of this case. With all the money that Jeremiah Omoto has, Mr. Muhammad Ali, he could have deployed and employed different security agencies to investigate this matter and expose this woman if she was lying. Why would he, Jeremiah Omoto, why would he pay bloggers and do damage control if he has nothing to hide? Why not employ you, Mr. Muhammad Ali, to do a thorough investigation? And you, Mr. Muhammad Ali, come out with the evidence and the proof that this woman is lying. I know the Nigerian police, once they commit to a case, if they wanted, or if there was any iota of lies or of a lie in the statements given by Ruth Matthew, by now they could have provided enough evidence beyond no reasonable doubt that was going to incriminate Sister Ruth Matthew. But ever since, Mr. Muhammad Ali, ever since we started working on this case, they have not provided any single shred of evidence which can prove their innocence or which can implicate Sister Ruth Matthew. The only thing that they have based all their damage control was the inconsistency of her statements. Forget about the inconsistencies of her statements. But what is very important at the moment is, did the child go missing at Mercy City, inside Mercy City? Were there two women who abducted or who tricked Ruth Matthew into giving them or sending her own children to escort them or to show them where Indomie was being sold? That is the biggest question, and that is the only question that matters. And the answer is yes. You can't say no, because Jeremiah Omoto could have proven it. In 2019, he could have proven it. On the actual day when this happened, Jeremiah Omoto could have proven it. He could have released the CCTV footage on that particular day. The Berekete took this case, investigated, tried to put as much pressure as they could. But they couldn't break Jeremiah Omoto for fame because he knows what's happening. He has fenced his entire shrine with a hedge of fire that anyone that tries to go in or to investigate this case will not make it to the finish line. These are things, Mr. Muhammad Ali, that I want you to put into consideration. That if your friend indeed is a righteous man, if your friend indeed is a kind man, why is he doing this to this disadvantaged woman, to this physically challenged woman? Why is he doing this? If he really has nothing to do with the missing child, why can't he provide proof and evidence that distances him from this entire syndicate? It's very simple and easy to do, Mr. Muhammad Ali. And if you, Mr. Muhammad Ali, really want to do your job, as you promised when you inaugurated, when you were put into office, I know, Mr. Muhammad Ali, deep inside your heart, you know the truth. And the truth is, you know, Mr. Omoto Fofane has everything to do with this missing child. So this is my appeal to you, Mr. Muhammad Ali. And I'm making an exception for you or to you simply because you took over this case from 2021 after the baby had gone missing already. The one we should really be hitting hard on is the previous Commissioner of Police, Mr. Mohammed Inua. He did not do his job. He failed dismally. He took the wrong side. He chose the wrong side. He chose friendship over justice. I hope you don't follow or fall into the very same trap of choosing friendship over justice, Mr. Muhammad Ali. I hope you take this case very seriously. I hope you do everything possible or revisit whatever that you need to revisit. All the merits about this case so that you can establish your facts. I know you just came in and you took over this case, a case that was started by another commissioner of police, and in your oblivion, you did not care to know much or to hear the other side of the story. You just took Jeremiah Omoto's petition or side of the story and decided to take Ruth Matthew to court in your personal capacity, not knowing that you are being set up. You are being set up, Mr. Muhammad Ali, and we are going to get to the bottom of this. If this case do not get solved in Nigeria, Mr. Muhammad Ali, the international community is watching. And if you do not trade with caution, Mr. Muhammad Ali, this is not a threat. If you do not trade with caution, you will lose that badge. You will be the face of the embarrassment of the entire Nigerian police force. And you do not want to do that. You have invested so much time in your career. Do not let it go to waste because of Jeremiah Omoto Fofane. Fofane is not worth saving. He is not worth it. He has caused a lot of damage in the lives of innocent individuals. We have a sister comfort right now that is 6 feet under the ground because of this Omoto Fofane. We have so many other kids that went missing, disappeared, and some of them even died at his shrine, and he has never been brought to book, and no one has ever had the guts to bring him to book because he's always and forever using money to get him out of these situations, simply because he has the backing of the commissioner of police, simply because he befriends the commissioners of police and bring them very close to him and pretends to be doing charity, just so that you commissioners of police can actually think this is a good man, yet deep inside is very corrupt. Yet deep inside, he has no heart for the poor. Deep inside, he's so heartless and broken. So do not let your integrity and your honor and what your office stands for be watered down by this false prophet. Indeed, Mr. Muhammad Ali, can confirm it to you today that this man that you call your friend is a disgrace to the body of Christ. He is a false prophet. He has nothing of God. Nothing at all. So do not fall in his trap, Mr. Muhammad Ali. This case is bigger than you think. Do not be used in court, Mr. Muhammad Ali, in representing Jeremiah Omoto Fofane, taking the cover for Jeremiah Omoto Fofane. It's not worth it. Even if it brings 1 billion naira for you today, don't take it. It's not worth it. You will vomit all of it. Think about your future, the future of your career, the future of your family, the future of your children. You are a father, Mr. Muhammad Ali. And above all that, you're a law enforcement officer. You are not supposed to allow your office to be used by these crooked, so-called men of God. Put this into consideration, Mr. Muhammad Ali. This case is bigger than you think. This is not child's play. There's a missing boy here. There's a missing child here. And he has been missing for a very long time. And your office has failed to help us locate or do a proper investigation that can lead us to this missing child or to the culprits or the suspects that are behind this entire abduction syndicate. Your office has failed dismally. So I'm putting it upon you to do the right thing. It's never too late to do the right thing. And I'm hoping you start doing the right thing. I'm hoping you start pulling some triggers. You start pulling some strings. Put your friendship with Jeremiah Omoto aside and answer to the calling of your oath to save and to protect. Ruth Matthew needs your protection. Ruth Matthew needs you on her side, or be neutral if you have to. But you taking Ruth Matthew to court on a case that you really know that there's no case, it's only going to put the reputation of your office into disrepute. And this is going to affect the entire image of the Nigerian police force. And you wouldn't want your name to be the reason why the entire police force will be painted black. You are already in the public eye. People already know about you. And this is going further than you ever thought or you ever imagined. So be careful and tread with caution. And please, I'm appealing to your conscience to do the right thing. With that being said, I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. And we are going to be cracking the previous Commissioner of Police because he's the one who got us to where we are today. So till I meet you again, it's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.